Welcome to vlog 4 of renovating an abandoned warehouse. We are going to turn this into an operational warehouse, but first we have had to do a lot of work. Last week we've done loads of screeding. That was a headache. I tried to do it myself and I had to hire in some help. We have moved over 250 pallets out of this side of the warehouse into the other side. We've got the racking getting delivered this week and the install starting, and so much more. So stay tuned for vlog 4. But before we get started, please give us a like and a little subby because it really does help. Right, so over at Unit 1, we've got the pallets going from Unit 2 into Unit 1. So we've got Bailey on the forks, we've got Matt on the pallet truck. He's laying it all out as we want it in here, so it's still organised, we can still get to the stock. But we are clearing out, we've got 3 days to clear out the other side, so that it's all ready for the builders next week to jump straight in there and start really cracking on. Also, in the last video, we talked about doing the area on the floor where it was raised. So that's been a real good bit of fun. It's taken quite a little while to do, a bit harder than I thought it was going to be. My hands aren't used to manual labour. Let's go and have a look at it. I'll show you how it's looking. We've got a little bit left to do, but we're just waiting on a couple more bags of sort of screed mix to come later on today, and then we can just finish it off, make it look pretty. So as you can see, the floor latex has now started to dry. It is dry enough to be able to walk on. It will take a good few days to properly cure underneath, but now what we're left with is a nice smooth edge up to here. Right, so if I put a level onto this platform, which is nice and level, you can see there's still a few mil out on the screed surface. So we do need a few more bags just to fill it up. Once it's filled up, it will auto level itself and blend straight into this. So there will literally be no risk at all. It's only a little job now left to do. We're just waiting on the bags of screed to come, which hopefully will come later this afternoon. We'll just get this cracked out and finished off. So I've been off this weekend, lovely. However, the work has been cracking on in vain. So they have been whitewashing the entire building in here. I've come in, it's Monday morning, I've come in and no word of a lie, I feel like swapping these for sunglasses. It's so bright. Now this is completely whitewashed, ready to go. There's a lot of little touch-ups that need to be done, but I know Chris is going to be on that. He's going to be hanging the doors and everything like that. But this is super bright. The dehumidifier's been on all weekend, so the paint on the wall is already dry, which I'm over the moon about. So this room is almost ready to go. So in terms of little touch-ups, there are little things that need to be done. Obviously, doors need hanging, things like that. But down here, for example, on the skirting board, where this is an old abandoned warehouse, effectively, it's warped slightly. So it's been impossible to get everything perfectly flush. But a bit of caulking and a bit of filling, and this will be good as new and looking brand new. Okay, so last time you saw us, we were screeding this floor. I tried to do it myself. Yeah, big mistake. I had a little pony drill, basically not the right tools for the job, as they say. The result is quite clear because on the floor here, you'll see this is very light. That's because I made the mixture too watery because my drill just couldn't make it thick enough to what it needed to be. Therefore, it started to crack and peel. So I had to suck up my man pride and enlist the help of Chris, who's got the right tools for the job, and managed to mix up a really thick batch of mix to be able to get the thickness we needed to be able to make this a lot smoother. Now there's a little bit more work to be done, so we're going to film that today, but by the end of play today, this should be absolutely perfect, almost ready to go for a forklift to go rolling over as many times as we want without it cracking. Right, so you might be wondering why we've moved the pallets over from that side through to this side before the racking's even gone in. Because today we've actually got the racking arriving, and you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, why have you moved the pallets before the racking's gone in? This is the logistical nightmare of having building works going on with racking arriving, racking being delivered, and trying to stay operational. In order to be able to do the work on the other side, it had to be empty. So we have been forced to bring the pallets over to here. However, what we will do is the racking is going to get assembled around the pallets. So what we'll do is we'll move, say, pallets from that side over and put the racking up, and then push the pallets back into their holes. We'll literally work from a left to right basis, helping out the racking guys wherever they need, moving pallets here, there and everywhere to make sure that they get the racking in place perfectly. It was an absolute nightmare to bring those pallets over. We had pallets falling over because of uneven surfaces. We had bottles damaged, boxes damaged, but luckily nothing excessive. It was just more of an absolute ball ache. It took us 2 full days of manpower and a forklift just to get the pallets over. But now they're in here, I feel a lot better, I feel a lot more comfortable, and I think the work can really start in vain. Okay, so the Big Doug delivery is here and the racking's on its way in. Jay's literally just gone over there, grabbed the first pallet off. So we're just bringing it in and off we go. A bit of an interesting one. The stuff hadn't been balanced on the lorry properly, so some of it's come off. We've done inspection, it looks all okay. The driver's confirmed to us the goods are still absolutely fine, brand new. So all good, we're just bringing it in, dumping it down, ready for Big Doug coming on Wednesday and start the install. So as you can see, Jay's putting it at a long angle. It's because the beams are basically too wide to just go straight through the door. So we have to play a bit of silly asses with a pallet truck and a forklift, one at either end, and just bring it in. Now with this, I'm not actually pulling, I'm just a guide, so I'm just the front wheel. Allows us to turn corners. And then that's it, once we're in position, we're all good. And then onwards and upwards to the next one. Right, so the lorry's nearly unloaded. We've just got a couple of square pallets to come out, but that's nice and easy. It doesn't require 2 forklifts and 2 pallet trucks. So this is just a mesh. It goes on top, goes between the beams. It just creates a nice load balance on the beams. But yeah, nearly done. All jobs are good and ready for Wednesday. You might be wondering what's actually been delivered, because I've been saying for ages, it's racking that's getting delivered. But obviously, when you think of racking, you think of these big uprights with beams going across. And of course, what's been delivered is effectively like nuts and bolts. Well, this is where on Wednesday, you're going to see it really come to life, because what we've actually had delivered are all the essential parts that make this up. Now, racking effectively is like grown-up Meccano. That's the easiest way I can describe it. So what will happen is you'll get the uprights that have been built, they'll have the diagonal bars put in to strengthen them, and as each one gets built, they'll get joined together with these orange beams. So these orange beams are designed to just clip onto the racking. We've got a whole load of other bits, such as the side struts here. These side struts are what join the big beams together and give them that strength. And overall, we get a load bearing of around 2 tonne on the upper deck, which is quite a lot. It's enough for what we need for our pallets. Everything gets run through computers and analysis and AI and all of these magical, weird and wonderful Gucci things to be able to tell Big Doug exactly what to build, how to build it. And that's why we rely on their expertise to do it. So we've just been over at Unit 1 where the electrician's been really busy. He's installed all of the sockets, the spotlights. He's nearly done with the spotlights, but it's really getting there. They're going to hook up a fuse board, connect it up to the power, I think on Monday. So then let there be light and power, because that will be quite something to see with that room being able to be sort of ticked off and done. While other stuff's going on, we've got Big Doug over in Unit 1. Now, if you've been following the vlog, you would have met Mike, who went through all of the problems with the floor, the levelling, everything like that. But now it's actually time for action, where they're starting to put together the racking, piece by piece, bolt by bolt. It looks tedious. They've got to put 80 frames together. They're trying to whack that out today, but they're going to be here 5 whole working days putting that together. And while that's been going on in Unit 1, over at Unit 2, the work has really been playing on. So as you know, we've moved 200 plus pallets out of here. We've also got Derek moving a lot of the stuff that belongs to the landlord out. He's moving it into different storage areas. So by Monday, this whole building should be completely clear. But in Unit 2, one of the major things that's happening is Chris has started the building work over this side of the warehouse. So he's currently in where the lobby and office are going to be. And I'm quite excited because it's my office. So I'm looking forward to having my own private space, just to be able to think without things happening going on around me. But let's go in there and have a look, see what it's doing.
Right, so we're on phase 2 of the project now. For Lemon Fresh, we've moved into the next building. You can see in here, this is predominantly going to be Ian's office, which we've got over this section here. 3x3 timber frame roof, same basis, 4x2 studs, 3x2 studs. We've basically, with the water damage and the extent of the decorating works in this room, we've decided for extra heat to put stud walls all the way around, and then you can see Ruben now is starting to insulate that out. That will just make it a lot warmer, and we've gone up to 2.4. So after that, you'll basically get a suspended grid ceiling in, which will lower this whole room right down. Even though we'll lose a lot of the natural light on the windows, we're gonna sort out that in the grid ceiling with some larger light tiles to make up for it. That closes it in, makes it nice and cosy, makes everything a lot warmer, and cuts the cost right down with having to develop all of this and paint and tidy up. As we come in, we've got the same principle as next door, 2 double glazed fire rated windows, so that he's technically got an extra fire escape just for building regulations. Insulate and OSB the roof. Even though we're going to put a grid ceiling out here, we do that in there just for the extra heat. If you've got your grid ceiling on, you'll lose a lot of the heat. So in Ian's office, we're going to put the lid on that on the top and close that in for him. Door liner, same. It's an 863 door, so that he's got the opening wide enough for it. If we come through this room here, where Ruben's insulating, you can see on the back wall we haven't done any timber work, and that's just for the existing door frame and window to keep costs down without replacing it, where you're just going to go into each end around and then scrape that right back and plaster it in. So phase 2 coming along nicely.
Okay, and that brings us to an end for vlog 4, but do not go anywhere. Vlog 5 is coming very soon, in which this place should be all ready to go. But before you go, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, because that really helps YouTube understand that you like and want to see more of our content.